So, welcome to everybody. Here we are on Wednesday night in Israel. It's Wednesday noon in America, and we have people from all over the world. So we are at Parshat Vaychi, which is talking about Yaakov Avinu blessing all the tribes. It's the last parsha we have Yaakov Avinu. Maybe we should do the Yaakov Avinu niggun again, last time for this year. Maybe we'll do that also. What I want to do today is all kinds of niggunim from all kinds of tribes, which means different groups of Yidden. We're all one nation, we're all one people, but each tribe has its own unique way, and each one is right. Each one has a beautiful way of life, and we honor everybody, and we want to do niggunim that are connected to a lot of chassidiyot, a lot of things. Let's start with a Breslav Lechadodi. You probably all know this niggun, very famous, but you also know this niggun from somewhere else. I want to show that we are using it even in Chabad, in all kinds of Chassidiyot. We're using the same niggun. We sing on Rosh Hashanah. Ares שצפתנו ירב לפניך מקשיב לכל תקייתנו וקבל ברחמים ברחמים וברצון סדר מלכויותינו או סדר זיכרונותינו או סדר שפותינו. You know this niggun from Yamim Noraim, right? It's the same niggun, actually, based on the same niggun. If you're talking about Aresh Sfatenu, I want to make a link to a Mojitz niggun, which is very much like it also, but different. Let's see. A Mojitz niggun is also based on it's called Aresh Sfatenu. This niggun is a little bit like it, but different. But you also know it. I promise that you know it. Where are you? I want to play it, the version, the Mojitz version, and here it is. I get mixed up with the one that I know. שפתנו ירב לפניך ירב לפניך, כלך מניסה, מבין ומאזין, מביט ומקשיב, מבין ומאזין, מביט ומקשיב, בכל תקייתנו, ותקבל ברחמים, ברחמים ורצון, ותקבל ברחמים ורצון, זה הדר שופרותינו. You know this niggun? It was written by Rabbi, the Rabbi of Mojitz, Rabbi Shaul Taib. Shaul Taib, his name was, his nickname was Imrei Shaul, the Imrei Shaul from Mojitz. And he wrote it in the year of 1919. He wrote this niggun. You know the niggun? I'll show that you know it. Kel Adon על כל המעשים, ברוך ובורך בפי כל הנשמה, גודלו וטובו, מעלה עולם, דעת ותבונה, שוממים הודו, המתגאה על חיות הקודש, ונדר בכבוד על המרכבה, על המרכבה, זכות ומישור לפני חיסון, חסד ורחמים מלא כבודו, טובים מאורות שרננאי I made it shorter, I jumped to the end. I'm losing my voice again. Somebody took the beautiful Mojitz niggun and put it for the tefillah of Shabbos and Yom Tov. So most people know this one. Let's go on to something interesting else. Let's go on Tolne niggun, Rabbi David of Tolne. Ever heard of him? One of the, I think the founder of the Tolne Hasidim. He has this niggun. You know what? I'll play it. Tell me if you know it. We have it in Breslov. We have it in Chabad. Maybe the source is really David of Tolne. Yona Masa B'Manoach. I don't remember the number of Sefer Nigunim. I'm going to find it for you. Dina, you have to remind me. I'm going to look for which number it is in Sefer Nigunim. It's in Sefer Nigunim also. Yom Shabbat. So, another one. How did the nigunim get from one Hasidut to the other? Did I mention about the 12 tribes? Did I talk about that? We have Yaakov in our Parsha blessing the tribes, and we have 12 different tribes, but he can bless them because they have achdus, they are together. And because they are together, and they're one nation, then he can bless them. But each tribe has its own unique path. And each tribe is right. Each tribe has its own way. And we can't say, no, you have to be my way. Your way is not good. We have to accept everybody with their own way. And this is why I want to bring all these different nigunim. This is going to show us the colorfulness of the 12 tribes, 12 different tribes, each one their own color. But sometimes the same niggun gets a different color. It gets a different taste. Let's take one also is in Chabad and Breslav. They play differently. In Breslav, it's להתענג בתענוגים. It's a different nigun. It's not what I want. That's not the niggun I wanted. He asked us to play tonight, but it's not the niggun I was thinking of. The one that's very much I like it is in Breslav they sing this part. It's very much like the one I played before. But in Breslav they had only 2 parts of the niggun. In Chabad they have 3 parts. So it's probably Chabad is the original one, or Chabad took and added another part, which also happens a lot. So there was a Chabad version of the same niggun. So we still have this question: how did the nigunim get from one Hasidut to the other? There's a lot of how do you call it, discussions about that in all kinds of all kinds of musicians and experts in Hasidic music. Sometimes it's Chassid of this Chassidut went to visit that Chassidut. It was a wedding. They were mechutanim. It was for the wedding. But in Chabad and Karlin, for example, that we have all kinds of nigunim. I'm going to show another one soon. And Breslov, there was somebody called Rabbi Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu was a Chassid. He was a Karlin Chassid. And they didn't pay him enough in Karlin. So he deserted them and went to Chabad. They paid him in Chabad to write nigunim. They said that a lot of the nigunim in Shabbos and Yom Tov are his. I think even this one that I'm going to do now. Where is it? I'm going to tell Dina which number. I want to find it. I found it in a Karlin notebook. I said, I can't be Karlin. And also it's a very different character there. But it's in the Karlin notebook from Gishuri, also in the Chabad one. So it's in both. So it's probably Yaakov Avinu. I don't know which one I saw clearly written that it's his. Did I write it to myself? No, I didn't write it down. Too bad. Wait a minute. This, where are you? Yeah, number 81. In here it says it's a fanke from Nikolaev. In Chabad they say it's a niggun that came from Nikolaev. And they even add words to it about Asiya, Yetzirah, Bri'ah, Tzilut, and Tzilut, Bri'ah, Yetzirah, Asiya. The ascending and descending, and this niggun that goes up and down. Niggun Abiyah they call it. But it's also in Karlin. It was probably written by Rabbi Yaakov Avinu. So that's a beautiful one from Chabad, and probably also Karlin. So no fighting. It's good for both. Here's an interesting niggun that is also Chabad and Karlin, but very likely it comes from much earlier. It comes from somebody else from before. No, it's in Chabad and Breslov, and maybe the source is Dafka Karlin from the Karliner Rabbi Aaron Agadol, Karlin. Maybe, because in the Karlin they have this niggun, and the Chabad and Breslov one are very much, they have the same motives, but maybe it's not the same one. That's the Karlin. They have a few versions by them, but never mind for us. But the one niggun that it's very much like it, but it's not the same niggun, it's just close to it, is the one that's sung in Chabad and Bresla. I did one like Breslov, one like Chabad, one like, let's do the Chabad one. That's familiar, huh? Let's take another one. I did it many times, I think, but there's people here that didn't hear it yet, so let's do it for them. There's a Kali niggun going like this. המעביר בנה ומעביר בנה בין גזרי ים הסוף, המעביר בנה ומעביר בנה בין גזרי ים הסוף, את רודפיהם ואת שונאיהם בתהום אותי בה, את רודפיהם ואת שונאיהם בתהום אותי בה, וראו בנה ברורתו שברודו לשמו, וראו בנה ברורתו שברודו לשמו, שבחו והודו לשמו. Do you know this niggun? Anybody knows it? Yeah, I know. You heard so many times already. Anybody else that knows it? So in Chabad they have it as this niggun. על אחת כמה וכמה, בת כולה ומכופלת למקום עלינו. על אחת כמה וכמה, בת כולה ומכופלת למקום עלינו. שהוציאנו ממצרים. שהוציאנו ממצרים, Again, Chabad and Karlin. How wonderful. This is something I didn't do before. Yeah, I'm not going to do this one. This one, maybe. I don't know if I know it enough to play it. Eshet Chai for Rabbi, or maybe we'll do it for the group. We have a WhatsApp group that I opened, that is an open group, and it's very interesting there because people bring things that they remember from home or things that they think are very interesting for everybody, and they have discussions of where does it come from, who wrote it, who knows it from what, and it's very, very nice, a lot of fun. Anybody who wants to join the group, in the end I'm going to give you my phone number so you can ask for the link if you don't have it yet. So I'm going to do these more piquant things later. Let's do some Chabad ones about Achdus, about being together, about Ahavat Yisrael. We did it so many times, but let's do it again. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבט אחים גם יחד. It's an Oriental melody that came to Chabad either through the Hasidim of the Orient, that were Shluchim in the Orient, but probably more likely through the Hasidim that were living in Yerushalayim and already got a lot of nigunim through Karlin, probably also. Here, you know this one in Karlin? How does it go? האדרת האמונה? האדרת Yemenite song. פורים ופורים פורים לנו ברוך אשר בחר בנו. 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 A Yemenite song that got into the Hasidic world. So let's do this Oriental Hine Matov. Also came from the Orient. I combined two different nigunim of Hine Matov to be together. We did it a few times. We can do it again. Now that you know it, you can sing with us, each one in her own home, with the microphones closed. Because technical problems weren't solved yet of being able to sing together. Let's meet in Beit Midrash and sing together. Hine מה הטוב ומה נעים שבט האחים גם יחד. הנה מה הטוב ומה נעים שבט האחים גם יחד. לה 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 לה. שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. לה 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 לה. So this pretty one about Achdus. They have another one of Hine Matov in Chabad. You want to do it? We also mentioned it in the past that it sounds like a very naive Hine Matov. Everything is nice and happy. So nice to be singing together. It's a very straightforward thing until we get to the third part. In the third part, things start to get cloudy. And I learned from it as saying, okay, it's not a chokhmah to be friends when things are going your way and everybody is going the same way and everything is in major. But it turns into modus and start to wave between different notes. That's when you see if you're real friends. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים שבט אחים גם יחד. So, you know what? Let's do our Rav Ginsburgh niggun. There's a Rav Ginsburgh niggun connected with the tribes. What do we have with the tribes? I promised the Yaakov Avinu, so you remind me. Let's do the Yaakov niggun, and then we'll do the Yaakov Avinu niggun. The niggun, Rav Ginsburgh wrote a niggun, and he called it Od Yosef Chai. It's number 79 in the Rav's niggunim. I like to tell stories, secrets from behind the curtains. So this niggun was written specially for the Chanukat HaBayit in Yitzhar. In Yitzhar they had a Chanukat HaBayit in, I can tell you when, in Tafshin Samechtet. Tafshin Samechtet is 1989. Is that true? 99. 99. 99. So yeah, I was doing a special record of the Rav's nigunim for the Chanukat HaBayit. The Rav wanted it ready in a month, which sounded like impossible, but somehow we did it. I said the Rav helps. It's going to be. Then the night before my recording, the Rav says, "I have a new niggun. I want you to record it also. It should be in the CD, because I wrote it specially. It was on Lag BaOmer. I wrote it specially for the Chanukat HaBayit in the yeshiva." So Chai Yar, it was Lag BaOmer. He wrote this niggun. I went to the studio the next morning. I recorded it. So it's a nice melody. That's the Od Yosef Chai, niggun called Od Yosef Chai. Actually, the one right after that, we should do it also, which is, I don't need a book for that, I'll put it here anyways. It's called Lebinyamin Amar. Binyamin Amar. So we had Yosef and Binyamin. There's probably songs from many tribes. Let's do the Yaakov Avinu niggun. I promised. Last time for this year maybe, because Yaakov Avinu. But first, I want to talk. This niggun was very happy, and you don't need much for a niggun to be happy and make us happy. We said that Vaychi, one of the things we have to learn from it is chayos and simcha and to be happy. To be sad is the wrong way. You can't serve Hashem being sad. There's a story about this Rav, I forgot his name. It's in the Sefer Sipurei Hasidim of Rav Zevin, but I forgot to look up whose name it is. This Rabbi, not Chabad one, he was sitting in the middle of the night learning in his home, and suddenly he felt like somebody was sitting next to him. Creepy, huh? So he looks at him, turns off the candle, and goes to sleep. And the next day he tells the Talmidim, I had a special, strange incident last night. Somebody was sitting next to me and I was trying to learn. And I turned off. So the Talmid says, but why did you run away? Maybe it was Eliyahu Navi that wanted to learn with you. Why did you get scared and run away? So he says, no, it wasn't Eliyahu Navi. It wasn't somebody from the Kedusha at all. Because if it was Kedusha, he would have been happy. But this creature was sad, It wasn't from Kedusha. So in order to be in Kedusha, we're supposed to be happy. And in order to be happy, we don't need much. We just have to open up. We have a lot of love of Hashem in our heart, and I have love for Hashem in our hearts. And we have to connect with it. So connecting through niggun is wonderful, because if you want to change your mood, the best way is to take a niggun and flow with it. In the beginning, it's going to feel like it's artificial, and it doesn't talk to me, and I don't make me happy, don't force me to be happy. But then later, you suddenly become happy. And we mentioned it maybe before, when a person becomes happy, what happens? When a person becomes happy, he feels like he becomes wider. He becomes wider, his hands started to move, he started to clap hands. And if he becomes even happier, he wants to take more space. We talk about it in Chassidut. So he gets up and starts to dance because he wants to take more space. He feels big. He feels like he wants to do a lot of things. And Adar, we're going to talk about happiness much more. So in order for niggun to be happy, all it has to do is have a happy melody. It doesn't have to be fast. But today, to our there's so much in the world that they depend on the chitzonius, on the outside of things. They're trying to make it look like it's happy, but it's not. It doesn't have anything inside, and it's empty. And they're trying to make people happier, so they turn the volume even higher, and then it's not enough. So they make this flashing lights, make people happy. Put a lot of drums. It's going to be trance and put smoke and whatever, and it doesn't help. If the melody is not happy, it's not going to help. Then you can come back from such a simcha. There was this music there. Wow, there was this beat there. How did the music go? Wait a minute. It's going to chikacham, chikacham. No, it was chikatam, chikachum. And there's no melody. There's only beat and drums, and there's no melody. A good melody is happy just by being happy, like the one we did now. So the melody itself was so happy. It's saying something. A niggun is supposed to talk. We also mentioned before, I'll mention it again, Chazal have a saying, Kol chai mitnoea. Everything that's alive moves. If it's alive, it moves. And if it moves, it makes sound. So everything has its own sound. But let's do now the niggun of Yaakov Avinu. Livriyut. Mute all so it doesn't happen. This niggun is attributed to Yaakov Avinu through the story with the Rebbe of Yitzchak, that he had this niggun in his family for many generations, and when the Chazal went to Rojin, and he suddenly found that the Rebbe of Rojin was singing the song, and we went back to, so he asked the Rebbe, how come? The niggun of Yitzchak came to Rojin, and the Rebbe said, what are you surprised? With this niggun, Yaakov Avinu took out the sheep to graze, and when he came back to Yitzchak, he asked his Rebbe, how can that be? So the Rebbe says, what are you surprised? His name was Israel, Rabbi of Rojin, and he has a spark of Yaakov Avinu. So this is a song, we did it so many times this winter. Let's do it again. A beloved song. We said the story and the notes were written in the book of the Sefer Toledot of the Rebbe of Yitzchak. My version is slightly different than the original because of my picture that I drew, like a pastoral picture. niggun of Yaakov Avinu. We have some time left. Any special bakashot that you want to do? Or we'll just go on with some more. I have a niggun from Rav Ginsburgh.
Is it, can we do the Arba Bofus or the other one with the 3 parts, and you show us where it begins and finishes each thing, the movement?
Okay. Next week we're gonna do next week it's gonna be Kavdala Tevel. We'll be able to sing the Arba Babot, so we'll do that then. We can do the niggun of the 3 Babot this week. The
Shalosh Tenuot that you spoke about.
But that's very simple because it just repeats itself each time a little higher. So the first one is Baal Hashem, the second one is the Rav Magid, and third one, each one is twice. Let's do it. On purpose, I do it a little less elaborated. That's the seed. That's what they're Baal Shem to put.
I still can't hear it. Can you actually say now we're changing?
What? That's the Baal Shem one. That's the beginning. You hear the playing or you don't hear the playing?
Yeah, all of that was Baal Shem Tov.
Yeah, that's the first one. Again. Repeat it twice. Less elaborated because they said there was the beginning of the Chassidut, there was no hitnagdut so much. There was not much hitnagdut. They were a little afraid of them. And then the Rav Magid. Repeat it again. That's the Rav Magid. It was twice the Baal Shem Tov, twice the Now we go to the other. Another layer. From now we can just keep climbing. It doesn't matter whose, because the Alter Rebbe gave it movement. Or like this, just the Alter Rebbe going on and on to take what the Baal Shem Tov was teaching.
From the beginning again, or you just did the third part 4 times?
No, we keep climbing. I can go on.
Yeah, but keep from the beginning or just the last part?
So the beginning I would listen.
No, but when you go on and on, you're going back to the beginning, or you're just doing the
doing the last part. We're doing the Alter Rebbe's part. Just keep going, climbing higher and higher and higher.
Okay, I've always wanted to know this. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Welcome.
Is this a piano or an organ?
This is a piano. It's an electric piano. It's a Roland. Does it sound good today? I got new equipment.
No, it's just I can see the piano in the background, so I wondered what this.
Piano, yeah, but to record that one so it will sound good, it's much harder. This one connects to the computer straight into the sound card, so it's supposed to sound much better than the recording a piano is hard, right?
Thank you so much.
We can try sometime. Let's do Rav Ginsburgh niggun that I got this week. I had the zchut of working for Rav Ginsburgh and writing down the new niggunim. Every new niggun that he writes, he sends me the recording and I write down the music. And it's a big zchut that I have, especially the last few weeks because the Rav was hospitalized. He had a slight heart attack and he was hospitalized for over a week. And while he was in hospital, he wrote three new niggunim, and he sent them to me to write them. Somehow they found a way to send it, and I sent him the things. He was dictating to somebody what I was supposed to correct. This one was Sunday after he had tzimtur. He had a treatment on Sunday, and noon after the treatment was in the morning. He sent a new niggun from that day, a new niggun. I sent it over. The next day he already corrected it. No, it was yesterday corrected. He sent me corrections and he okayed it. And it's from Yud Gimel Tevet. It's a very nice, happy niggun with a lot of emunah v'bitachon and simcha. Beautiful. I want to share it with you. And I feel very lucky. Our time is almost up. That was Rav Ginsburgh's new niggun from this week. He should have a lot of healthy, happy years. Yeah, helping us get closer to Mashiach. I have to tell the ladies, we opened a new WhatsApp group. Some of them already saw, and some of you joined already. It's a very interesting group. It's bilingual. It's Hebrew and English. If I forget to write translation, you have to tell me, please tell us, but I'm trying. I'm trying to be careful and write everything Hebrew and English, because it's a place for achdus, it's a place for sharing beloved nigunim, a place for sharing things that you know from home or you want to find out. Does anybody know this niggun, or who knows what it's from? And whatever we don't know, I send to the other experts, group that I can ask them, where does this niggun from? Last week I taught you this niggun of Achat Sha'alti, you remember? So I heard another version of it. I have to write it down because there's a lot of intricate silsulim there, like ornaments, which is very, very interesting. And it reminded me of a Chabad niggun that could be like talking with this one. I'm going to send it in the group. So anyone wants to join the group to find out very interesting things, and it's an open group. You can share. I want you to be there. I want to have discussions there, and it's very nice. And the other thing, these meetings are taking a lot of my time and effort to prepare, and afterwards to send the links and whatever. So it's open for everybody. I want as many people to join as possible, but anybody who can donate to help this thing go on is welcome. I'll be very happy. I can give you details how to send me questions or whatever. Let's open the chat. I'll send you my phone number. Any new messages? I'll write it here again to everyone. So my mail is nigunim. Is it English here? Nigunim. I can't see what I did. That again. And nigunim to @gmail.com. That's my mail. So anybody wants a link for the chat group or wants to find out how to donate, you're welcome. My number is 054-453-4426. Oh yeah. Here, I send you this if you can see it. But it's not depending on payments. It's anybody is invited. I wanted to come in and be here with us. We should finish with a happy niggun. Any bakashot anybody wants to ask? What happy niggun we should finish with?
Can you do again the one from the beginning, the one, the very beginning, the first one?
What I played, the first one was the Breslov Lechadodi?
Before that?
Before that? What did I do before that?
Oh, so the Breslov Chadodi. Okay, Breslov Chadodi.
So I went from the Chabad, from the Breslov niggun to I don't know which Chassidut. I'm going to try and find out which Chassidut that niggun belongs to, which is very, very happy. It's good to finish with chayos, with happiness. Our meeting for today for Parashat Vaychi, and we'll see you next week. Next week is going to be Kavdara Tevet, which means we're going to talk about the Alter Rebbe. Achla Lakim Domi Nafshi, who's asking? Sigalit. Okay, let's do Achla Lakim Domi Nafshi. Pass the time. So now we have another happy one again. Which happy one? Yaakov Avinu. Yeah, there's another one I'm going to try and send in the group. In the Chadarim, in the Talmudei Torah, they sing a song up for Yaakov Avinu telling Yosef, when I came from Padan Aram, Met Alai Rachel, and it's translated to Yiddish. I'm going to try and record that. I know there's a few versions. I have one that I have the notes. I'm going to try and play by the notes. The only problem is the notes are going backwards. They're also written from right to left. I have to copy them, and it's some old melody. Okay, maybe we'll finish here. Achla Elokim Domi Nafshi. We should quiet down and invite her to join us in any way you can and get more and more about niggun. It's time to spread the niggun in the world, like the Rebbe said, that Mashiach is going to come v'rov shira v'zimra, which means with song and playing, we're getting Mashiach closer. So here, that's what we're doing in our groups. So we'll see you, B'ezrat Hashem, בהמשך. See you next week.